What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Mike. So, just finished with work, um, and today I did my health coaching job. Well, my health coach manager job. So that's my main job. Like I said, I work too much, but no. During the week, I work as a health coach, health wellness coach manager, and during the weekend, like every other weekend, typically depending on if there's holidays, things like that, then I work as a physical therapy assistant. Now, as a health coach, a lot of people don't know what health coaches do. A lot of people get health coaches mixed with personal trainers or life coaches. There are differences. Um, as a personal trainer, you're writing like exercise prescriptions. You're training people. You're taking them to the gym, showing them, you have like different nutrition tips, things like that. As a health coach, the best way I can describe it is that you're working side by side with the member on trying to improve different aspects of their life. Whether it is no, sometimes you are talking about exercise, sometimes you are talking about nutrition, sometimes you're talking about sleep, sometimes you're talking about stress, sometimes you're talking about anxiety, sometimes you're talking about finances. So a health coach pretty much coaches or helps educate you on anything that is going to affect your personal life. And we don't tell you what to do. However, we'll give you different tips and tricks on things to try to see what works best for you. And now we keep in contact. We usually call like every 6 to 8 weeks or so. Checking up on you, see how things work, um, things like that. See what's working, what's not working, what kind of changes we need to make in regards to the overall game plan that we developed. We edit if we need to. We go on from there. Now, I work for a company. A lot of health coaches, they work for themselves. I was like people were talking about that, like, hey, do you want to start your own health coach company? I was like, or no, do you want to be like your an entrepreneur with health coaching? I'm like, I don't think so. I don't think that's me. I don't think so. So people ask me about that. So I'm like, I don't know. Again, if you're a health coach, no props to you. If you're entrepreneur health coach and doing your own gig, definitely props to you because it's not easy. Trying to get your own members, your own clients, things like that. Um, thing Other things you have to pay attention to with being a health coach. Because again, we work. Most of our appointments are telephonic, so they're on the phone. So you're actually talking to people on the phone. We do message people every now and then, um, but most of our interactions are on the phone. Again, different companies you'll see they have like different protocols, things like that. It's like what works for them, what doesn't work for them. But ours is mainly telephonic. It's like 80% telephonic, 20% coaching, like on like text messages and emails and things like that. But we are trying to see what works best for our members. So we do have messaging, but we do mainly telephonic. Um, Also, with health coaching, one of the important things is you're dealing with people's private health information. So there are HIPAA laws that you have to be careful about, to make sure that you are not putting out private information out there because that's against the law. Um, so you have to make sure that with being a health coach that you're in a enclosed private area, so people aren't so people's business ain't getting out there. Because again, you're a healthcare provider, which people like. Oh yeah, you're just a health coach. Like, no, like, there's a lot of things we need to know about health coaching. We need to know about basic nutrition. About fats, carbs, water intake, protein intake, vitamins, minerals, blood pressure, like different vital signs, signs of anxiety, depression, when uh, when something needs to be escalated to someone who's a specialist or a higher care, on how to have referrals, how to calm someone down from the ledge, how to motivate people, um, different motivational interviewing skills, how to help encourage people whenever they don't think that they can do certain things. There's a lot about health coaching that is more than just, oh yeah, go to the gym and and do some push-ups. Like, you can do that if you want to, but you also have to kind of meet the person where you are. And I have a different perspective on things because I used to be a personal trainer. Trained in martial arts for a mad long time. I'm still in the gym constantly. That's my favorite place. So again, physical therapy assistant also. Rep Seminole State College. What? um, but yeah, but there's a lot of things about health coaching that people don't understand, people don't know, or people are just misinformed about. So it's all good. But yeah, but health coaching is pretty dope. And as a health coach manager, certain things I have to do, I have to make sure that time cards are in, make sure that people's schedules are put in properly, their breaks are put in properly, because again, we're on the phone. And we're working 40-hour shifts, like 40 hours a week. And me personally, whenever I was a full-time health coach, I would work 10-hour shifts. So if your breaks weren't in properly, because whenever there's not so you pretty much how we do it is like you schedule a time period that you're free and you put breaks in there. So if there's not a break in that time period, you can have calls. So there are times I was on 28 calls in a day, which is a lot. It's a lot of educating, it's a lot of back and forth and talking about this and then just like switching your the communication style has to be different. You have to coach and educate people different ways depending on what's going on, their expertise, their levels. You have to get different analogies per each person just to make sure that the communication is there. Because it's one thing to be able to know the knowledge, it's another thing to be able to communicate it properly to different people. Because different people learn things differently. Some people are you have to break things super simple. Some people you have to talk to theoretically. Some people you have to talk to super scientifically. So you have to be able to talk to people from kindergarten level up to PhD level sometimes, because we'll get questions as basic as how do I improve, like how do I get in bed early, from that to which vegetables have the most amount of niacin in them, or which vegetables have the most amount of protein in them, because I'm a vegan, but I also want to build 20 pounds of muscle. So there's certain things that we have to flip and we have to know a lot of knowledge about. And that's just on this aspect. There are health coaches that are anxiety and depression coaches, that's a whole nother level. Because I've talked to I've talked to basic stress, anxiety, and things like that. But to the anxiety and depression, that is a level that I'm like, yo, the things I've heard about some of these calls, I'm like, yo, y'all get my respect. That is insane. I don't know how y'all do it. I'm like, and this is coming from someone who's been bedside at a hospital for 17 years, and I've literally had people die in my arms. I mean, I was at bedside during 2020. We all know what happened then. I was in those rooms. I was one of the people. I was one of the therapists taking care of those people during all that stuff. And I'm like, and again, I still work in ICU. Like, I was gonna see a patient the other day, and they're like, nah, you can't see them because they're almost out. I'll leave it at that. Um, so I've seen stuff like that, and I'm just like, I'm used to that. But to be on the phone and you have someone talking about like safety concerns, the you know the domestic issues, the mental emotional issues that you may harm something or somebody. I'm like, yo, y'all anxiety and depression coaches, y'all get my respect. That gives me that much more respect for people who work in the mental health field, because it's not easy. Again, I just work basic mental health type stuff, and I was a certified nursing assistant at CNA. I had to sit with the Baker Act patients and things like that. So I worked with that level of mental health, but it's a different level. So y'all get my mad respect. We also have condition management coaches, which tend to be more of our nurses, and I always have mad respect for my nurses, mad love for my nurses. Um, but they talk more stuff about heart issues, diabetes, um, GI issues, things of that nature. So things that are a lot more clinical. They talk about that. We also have pharmacists that talk about more of the medication aspect. So that's a whole nother specialty. So as a manager, I'm making sure that their calendars are that they have their breaks in, because after all those calls, you have to make sure that you're taking some time for yourself during work and after work and before work if you can. I'm checking time cards. I'm putting out answering some different questions. I'm making sure that that when there's like new initiatives coming out, that I'm educating my team about the new initiatives. I'm talking about like what we're doing it, why we're doing it, how we're doing it, the time frame that we're using to roll it out, the pros and cons of this. Any questions that they have, I'm answering them to the best of my ability. If I can't answer them, then I roll them up to my boss, or we talk to some other coach managers, to pretty much just to talk about it and just to kind of like figure out what's going on. Um, I help run different initiatives. I'm checking metrics, different KPIs, key performance indicators, to make sure that we are actually, meeting our different objectives, making sure we're meeting our different goals, not just for my team or my department, making sure we're meeting company metrics, company goals. Because again, it is a business, so you have to think about it financially also. Because if you're not making money, then business don't work if you don't make no money. So I have to make sure that we're meeting all those things also. I get to do the fun things, like I get to shout out coaches that they're doing a good job. If it's someone's birthday, I get to shout them out. If someone got a promotion, I get to shout them out. If someone got some good report from one of the members, I get to shout them out. I get to do that fun stuff. I get to welcome people into the company, which is also fun. I'm also part of what we call ERG, Employee Resource Group, which is just a place where people of like different. It's just like almost like a social group, if you will. People were like that fit in that particular demographic. They can like just come together, chat about different things, learn different things like that. We have a couple of different ones. One like a women's only one. We have one for our Black employees, which I'm actually one of the leaders in. We have one for our LGBT plus community. We have one for our mixed racial communities. We have some for our for those who take care of family members in the household. We have a mixed generational ERG, so it's pretty dope. So I get to welcome people into the ERGs and kind of help them if they want to help them feel like, hey, no, check this one or check this one out. I get to kind of help my coaches grow, which is my favorite part about being a manager, is that I get to help people grow. I get to help support people. I get to help advocate for them, which I really, really enjoy. Because I've had people advocate for me. Because if it wasn't for people like some of my old bosses, I wouldn't be here. It wasn't for the funny thing, the person who got me my job as a health coach helped me promote into a health coach manager and also helped me get into my doctoral program. So if it wasn't for her, I definitely wouldn't be in this place. I would probably want to be in my apartment right now. So learning from her is like, I get to do a part of what she did for me for other people. That's what I like about being a manager. But and I also get to interview people, which is pretty cool. It's like we're trying, our company's growing, our department is growing. So I get to interview people and just meet different people and I see what they're like and all that stuff. It's pretty fun. It's pretty cool. But I also deal with the stuff that's not so fun. The resignations, the firings, the disciplinary actions, the hey, you're not meeting your KPIs, what's going on? I have Teams on my phone, so there are times it's like 8 o'clock, I'm getting messages on my phone. The latest message I ever got was probably 11. The earliest message I got, I think, was like 6 a.m. Because people schedule calls, beforehand. So I have to make sure that if one of my coaches, if they're not going to be in for whatever reason, whether they're sick or there's tech issues, power outage, so on and so forth, I have to tell the reserve teams like, hey, coach so and so isn't going to be in because of this and that and that. So can we get some coverage? So I get to deal with that. I get to deal with people happy and sad. I said I had to deal with people retiring, which is fun. It's like congratulations, you worked hard to get to this stage, but it's also sad to see good people go. You know what I mean? I've had to deal with some issues. I've had to deal with training. There are times I've had to come in a little bit early, stay late, which is tough, especially when you like to go to the gym then you have homework afterwards. So it's cutting in on my gym time, my homework time, and just my overall free time. So it gets tough. Um, but as a manager, also, I get to do things that I didn't even think I would ever do. I didn't even think that these things are possible. Like, because I'm a manager and they needed help, I was able to go to another state to coach some of our clients who were like high level executives, and they were like, and they the it was me and two other people from my company that were with the sales team. And people that were coaching, they were like, "Hey, is Michael with y'all?" And they're like, "Yeah, what's going on?" They're like, "He did an amazing job." So I'm like, "That's pretty dope," you know what I mean? So I get to do stuff like that. I get to, go to. Granted, I've only, no, I can say, granted, I've only gone to two different places, but I've been able to go to two different places. Like one place was for an off-site trip in another state. Another time I got to coach some of our clients in another state during a hurricane, which is actually kind of crazy. Um, it was pretty cool. I got to meet a lot of people. Got to shake hands. Got to try some different foods. It was really dope. So all in all, I can say I really like being a health coach. I like being a coach team manager. I like being a health coach because it falls in line with everything that I've done career wise and extracurricular wise. Because again, like former martial arts, former martial artist. I did martial arts for 10 years. I've run a marathon. I ran half marathons. Personal trainer. I've been lifting for that I can think of about 24 years. Yeah. So I've been lifting weights, for about 24 years on and off, trying different things. I've done rock climbing for a little bit. I've played different sports, but again, lifting is my thing. Um, I've again, teaching people in the hospital. Health coaching is the educational part of physical therapy. That's another way I like to describe it. The education part is like, okay, no, let's try this, let's try this. If this doesn't work, let's do this. I have to teach you how to be safe. I have to teach you why we do this, why we don't do this. And so that's what health coaching is. And being a manager is I'm a coach to my coaches. I get to encourage them. I get to support them. I get to say, hey, what's working, what's not working. Like, what are your personal goals? I like to ask my coaches, particularly since the year's just starting, year ended, I like to say, hey, looking back on last year, what did you enjoy? What did you like? What did you not like? What worked for you last year? What do you want to take into the next year? What do you want to leave behind in the next year? And what can I do to help you succeed? Whether it's staying in your current position, whether it's looking for another position, whether it's just helping you improve your metrics, what can I do to help support you the best way that what can I do to help support you the best way that I can so you can go where you want to go and be where you want to be? That's what I enjoy about not just being a health coach manager, but being a manager in general. I really like to be able to have that ability to support people as much as I can because I've been able to to refer people like there's like a different initiative like, hey, no, try this person out, try this person out, try this person out. I've been able to kind of give people like a sneak peek of like, hey, keep an eye out, keep an ear out, something may be coming up pretty soon. I enjoy to be able to to support my people, to help them grow, to be like, hey, like to show just to show them like, hey, that our company is where you want to be, where you want to stay at, because we're invested in growth. I really enjoy that about about being a coach manager, but about being a manager in general. And that's one of the reasons why I want to keep progressing, so I can have a bigger impact on the people that that I'm helping out. I want to be able to move into, like I said, my goal is I may have said this in the video, I'm not sure, but my goal is to go into a director level position, if not eventually a C-suite position. I think that would be pretty cool, so I can have as much of an impact as I possibly can. And because my goal, since I didn't get to med school, one of the things I told myself is that I want to be in a position where I can help out as many people as I can. If I can get into those director level, those C-suite level positions, I want to be the person. Like I said, I've been on the floor for a long time. I've been, at the bottom, no, quote unquote bottom for a long time. So who's better to have someone help make decisions than a person who's literally worked their way up? You know what I mean? So that's one reason why if I can go into the hospital system, that would be pretty dope. like I said, I was a CNA for 5 years. I was a rehab tech for 6 years. I've been a physical therapy assistant since 2019. So this year, August, I will have been at bedside for 17 years. That's my whole working career. It's like, that's a little experience. You know what I mean? So I'm like, that's why I'm trying to get into those positions so I can help out as many people as I can, and so I can support as many people as I can, um, so I can be the example that people have been for me. Because unfortunately, a lot of people don't have a voice in a lot of places, and I've seen what happens whenever someone has your back. No, personally, um, I want to be that voice in those rooms for people who don't think they have a voice in those rooms. That is my that's my new career goal. Since I wasn't able to get into med school, my career goal is to be the voice in those rooms for people who don't think they have a voice. Because I've been the person who didn't have a voice, and as I'm moving up, I'm finally starting to get a voice, which is so cool. It's like I've helped people get full time positions. I've helped people move into different positions, which is really cool. I've helped people look into different initiatives and just to get their names out and to tell them, like, I give them the tips that I was giving. It's like, hey, keep a camera on in meetings. No, if someone does something, give them a little woohoo. So next time you apply for something, they're like, oh yeah, I remember seeing that person's name. So you don't feel like a stranger. So people know who you are. Like, oh yeah, this person like always is always encouraging. They're always looking out for people. And the more that you're in people's name, the more that your name is in people's mouths in a good way, the better you look. The more likely that you'll be able to get the next position. So I've enjoyed being that person to kind of like give the backstage, behind the curtain secrets. Like, hey, yo, no, try this. Look at this. Keep an eye out for the next couple of weeks. Um, so that's pretty cool. Um, so yeah, so like I said, as a manager, I get to help encourage people. Um, we're talking. It's beginning of the year, so you know raises are coming out like, in a couple of months. So we're doing a lot of like interview reviews, things of that nature, just trying to get all those things situated before it's time to actually put pen to paper and metrics and merit increases and all that fun jazz. So just want to chop it up with y'all a little bit, talking about some of the basic aspects of being a coach team manager, about being a health coach, what it's like, what it's not like. If there's anything that you guys are curious about in regards to being a health coach, whether like who I think it's right for, who I think it's not right for. I got other things I enjoy about it, other things I don't enjoy about it. I got some stories. I got some stories. Unfortunately, but unfortunately, I got some stories. So yeah, but I'll drop some more information for you guys. But if there's anything else you want to know before I drop the information, let me know. Again, love chatting up with you guys. I'm at 18 subscribers so far, so I appreciate all 18 of y'all. For listening to my rambles. Whether it's about work, whether it's about exercise tips for beginners, whether it's about my doctoral journey. I appreciate you guys. Again, more videos about the doctoral journey coming up next week because class starts next week. It'll be an interesting one. But yeah, just want to chop it up with y'all. I appreciate y'all. Later.